Hello guys, welcome to Enigma Pulse, and in this video we are going to discuss about introduction to data types in Java. We have learned history about Java in the last video, and in this video we are going to discuss about data types in Java. In Java, data types are used to define the type of data that a variable can store. Okay, if you have just learned C programming or C++, there you have just declared a variable, for example int a, where a is a variable and int is a type of data that a persists. And Java supports various data types, including primitive data types and reference data types. Here, reference data types, also called as non-primitive data types. In simple words, primitive data types are also known as predefined data types, and non-primitive data types are also known as user-defined data types. So let us go deep about data types in this video. So here I have just written Java, a powerful programming language, allows developers to work with variety of data types, each of with its own unique characteristics. Understanding these fundamental data types is crucial for writing efficient and effective Java code. By the help of understanding and studying data types, we can master writing Java programs, high quality efficient code. By the help of studying data types, we could write our code in an efficient manner. We can use different kind of library things, just like arrays, etc., enums, enumerations, etc. So Java supports a variety of data types like primitive data types and different data types. Let us understand primitive data types first. So primitive data types. Here I've just made a hierarchy where primitive data types consist of boolean, character, floating point, and integer values. And these type of data types are subdivided into different kinds of data types. We'll just learn in coming slides. So here I just read out this. In Java, primitive data types are the fundamental building blocks. Okay, these primitive data types are the building blocks of programming language, Java programming language. These primitive data types consist of integers, floating point values, numbers, characters, boolean values, and primitive data types are efficient, fast, take up a fixed amount of memory, making them efficient for low-level operations and performance critical applications. If you know primitive data types, you can write a program easily in Java. Okay, to know about writing a programming Java, you first have to know about primitive data types. These are the most important data types in Java. Okay. So primitive data types in Java include integer data types, such as the name suggests, integer data type. Okay, Java offers several integer data types and each has its own range. Okay, each has its own range. These integer data types include byte, short, int, and long. Okay, we can choose appropriate integer type of a data for specific requirement. If I have to store some of the roll number of a student, I could choose double. Okay, if I just want to store a single value, single number, I could choose byte. Okay, if I have a complex large amount of a number, I could choose long. Okay, so these are the kind of integer data types. In this first byte, it consists of 1 byte of a memory that is equivalent to 8 bits. We will study here everything in bytes. Okay, that is a bit easy. If we go into bits, it's a bit difficult to memorize that bits. So we are just keeping it simple and we are understanding it in bytes. It occupies 1 byte of a memory. Okay, 1 byte of a memory where it ranges from -1 to 8 to 127. Okay, it is the smallest integer type of data. Okay, and then coming on to short data type is of 2 bytes and which ranges from -32,768 to +32,767. It consists of 2 bytes of memory. Okay, it occupies 2 bytes of memory. Integer. Integer data type, as you just know, integer data type, as we have seen, This is the most commonly used data type. It occupies about of 4 bytes of memory, that is equivalent to 32 bits, with ranging minus 2, 1, 4, 7, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, 3, 6, 4, 8. That's a huge number. If you can memorize this, you can, but it's upon you whether you can memorize it or no. But you have to just remember it is of the memory size of 4 bytes. Okay, that's important. And then just go on to long. Long is of 8 byte, and it provides we can store a long number of a number in long data type. Okay, if I have a negligible like a lots of numericals, I just can store this kind of a number in long data type. If I have a if I have a number like just a phone number, if I want to store a phone number in an variable, like we are going to even do some of the database operations with the help of Java. Okay, so if you want to do that, we can use long data type. And these kind of data type, byte, short, int, long, you have just also studied this in C and C++, like in float data type, where we are just we are just saving that floating point values in this. But here we don't have floating point values in Java. Okay, some in some textbooks they've just given byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. But here we are just we are distinguishing them as if we distinguish this integer data type, float, char, double, just easy to memorize it. Okay, you can read this in, and or you can just I have just provided the link in the description. You can download this PPT and make your notes. And then coming on to floating point data types, we have studied about integer type of data types and primitive data types, one completed. And then we are coming on to floating point data types. Java offers two primary floating point data types, float and double. Okay, floating point data types are nothing but the data types like just minus 27. Example, for example, minus 27, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, these kind of data types, or 0.617, 0.61, 0.21. These are the kind of floating data types. Okay, so I will read this out. These types of this type represent real numbers, allowing for more precise representation than integers. Okay, for precise representation, we use floating point values. Floating point numbers are essential for scientific calculations, 3D graphics, and other applications. These floating point numbers are essential for scientific calculations, as I have just mentioned here, and for graphics and applications that require fractional values. And in floating point values, as expected, float is of 32 bit, that is equivalent to 4 bytes, just like long here. It has 4 bytes. Just sorry, just like int. Float consists of 4 bytes, and it ranges from plus or minus 3.40 to 82347 EA plus 38. So you can just memorize it. It's a bit of difficult, but if you just remember this 32 bit, it's enough. It's of 32 bit or 4 bytes. So then coming on to double data type. Double data type, just which range you can just memorize it, or it is very difficult to memorize. You can just remember this value, 64 bit. It is of 64 bit or 8 bytes. Okay, so coming on to floating point data types are useful for representing values with decimal places, such as measurements, scientific calculations, and financial transactions. So this float double, these are helpful in just representing values with decimal places and such as measurements and the scientific calculation, as just mentioned here. So coming on to character data type. Okay, in Java, the character data type is used to represent a single character, such as letter, symbol. Character occupies 2 bytes, 16 bits of memory, and can store a Unicode character, allowing for the representation of a wide range of characters, such as non-Latin alphabets. So in Java, character data type just stores a string of a characters. Okay, it can store a string of a characters enclosed in quotations. Okay, this character data type can store single quotes like a, like you have just given. In C and C++, we could just only store a character type of data in this. but here you can also say save numeric data, like here enclosed in single quotation marks, and you can just enclose a string in single quotation mark, and then it's known as character data type. And let us jump on to next data type, that is boolean data type. Boolean suggests only true or false values. If it is 0, it is true. It is 1, it is false. By the help of boolean data type, we can perform logical operations. So I will just read out this. The boolean data type in Java is fundamental type that represent a logical values. It can hold only one or two possible values, true or false. As I've just told, boolean are used in conditional statements. We are going to discuss about operators in coming classes, and boolean data type is very useful in logical operations. Logical just we are just discussing in coming video about this whole boolean data type. Boolean data type occupies one bit of memory, making them highly efficient and storing binary data. And these are used in if-else statements, loops, and logical expressions to control program flow. And Boolean data types are essential for implementing Boolean algebra, Boolean logic in Java applications such as data validation, decision making, and complex algorithms. So this is all about Boolean data types. We have studied about primitive data types here. Coming video, we're just going to discuss about reference and non-primitive data types. Let us discuss about reference data types in Java. If you just learned C and C++ programming languages, you just known about user-defined data types, where user just makes arrays and etc. stuff, enumeration data type. So same concept applies here. In contrast to primitive data types, reference data types, also known as primitive data types, are more complex and flexible. There we have just studied that primitive data types are very useful and efficient and fast. And here, reference and non-primitive data types or non-primitive data types are complex and flexible. These reference data types includes object classes and user-defined data structures that allows for more sophisticated and data representation and manipulation in Java programs. Likewise, if you want to just make a linked list, okay, or operate with a different kind of a data, we use reference data type or non-primitive data type like arrays, strings, etc. Reference data types can store data structures such as arrays, okay, strings, and collections, which offer capabilities beyond simple values. We can't just use arrays with the help of primitive data types. We need a large kind of memory, and we just also know we have to also just make sure that these data are stored in sequential positions. So with the help of non-primitive data types, that can be done easily. Okay, unlike primitive, reference types are allocated on the heap, as I just said, heap memory, and accessed by reference, providing more dynamic memory management and flexibility. And in non-primitive data types, we are using pointers. Okay. What do you say? Pointers that are more efficient as compared to primitive data types. Okay. So examples of reference data types include string, integer, double, array list, and user-defined that encapsulate entire data and behaviors. So if I just talk about non-primitive data types, simply we can say array, strings, and enumerations. These are the kind of non-primitive data types in Java. Okay. We can also say that a class is a user defined data types that encapsulates data fields and methods. Okay, it encapsulates that data fields and methods into one. Okay, if we take example of a capsule, there we are just encapsulating that capsule. The if the capsule that binds two kinds of what do you say, just medicines. Okay, like that in same manner, the class binds the what do you say methods and classes together, objects together. So it is also known as reference data type. And we can also learn about interfaces. Okay, that's very important. Similar to class. Okay, just similar to class, but only provides method signatures and constants here. I will explain about what are the methods, signatures, etc. in coming classes. Okay, so in Java, we can also say array, collection of elements of the same type in contiguous memory location. This is a full definition of array. Okay, so that is also known as reference data types. So let us learn about reference data types here. And array. Okay, don't just it's just yeah. Okay, array in Java. In Java, arrays are the most powerful data structures that allow you to store and manipulate collections of related elements. You can read the stuff. Okay, in simple language, array, a collection of elements of the same type. in a contiguous memory location is known as array. Okay, array is widely used for matrix program. Okay, if you want to just make a matrix of just making declaring rows and columns, we are using arrays more efficiently. Okay, here the memory location is been allotted in the contiguous manner. We can also say heap memory location has been allocated for this. And arrays are also used for processing and scientific computations and complex algorithms and data processing pipelines and etc. Okay, so this is about array in Java. In coming classes, in next video, I will just even let you know how to declare an array in Java, how to declare a string in Java, how to use pointers, and I will just give an example program to it even. So you can read this theory. And then coming on to next, I just add even two kinds of user defined data type, or else a reference defined, that is class and interface. I'll just give a brief info. Class is nothing but instance of object. So that is user defined data type that encapsulates data fields and methods. Okay. I just told you before. We will also discuss about interfaces briefly. Java data types. You just come to the number page number 2, the page number 2 here. So here we have learned about boolean data type in primitive data types, character, floating point, and integer. And we have just went through this kind of a data types. To be frank, I just not go went into deep. I just got an introduction for this. And we'll in coming classes we just also give that example programs for this, and I will just let you explain deeply about this. And in non-primitive data types we have arrays. Okay, as I've just discussed now, arrays and strings are the same like arrays, but we are just storing character values in this. So classes I've just discussed now. Interfaces I will discuss. It is similar to class, but only provides methods, signatures, and constraints. I will just explain this in coming classes. In enumeration, this is of from our syllabus. Most importantly, you need to know about arrays, strings, classes, and interfaces. These four are very important for you guys. These four: arrays, string, classes, interfaces. These are very important about two reference data types, non-primitive data types. In exam, if they ask, this diagram is very important for you. You can just note down this, or you can download this from my description. I will give a link of the PPT. You can download it. So that's about this video. Please, if you like the video, please like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And just let me know in the comments how I'm just teaching. This is the first or second video for me, and I will just try to post it in Hindi even in coming classes.